Hello, hello, hello. It is Britt and
Hello.
Dawn. Hey
What's
guys.
going on?
We are back, guys. We are back and we're going to talk about our children, meaning children of America. Just not our own kids if we have them, but children of America. There's so much going on with the pandemic, them making a switch to have school at home. Um, some kids are just really going through. We never know what's behind those four walls, um, culturally, physically, or mentally with these children. It is something. It is something else. It really is.
Yes, it really is. Really, it is.
Yes. We have a guest today. I'm gonna let Britt talk a little bit about that.
Well, the young lady that we're going to have on our show today is one of our biggest supporters. She's always watching and feeding from the positivity that we try to enlighten and encourage others. She's going to discuss a few things. She's going to tell us her about herself just a little bit, where she lives and where she's from, her name, of course, and what she does, and her perspective, not just based off of our show, but also the perspective of her being in the world where there's children among dealing with families or certain issues. She won't go into detail too much because, of government policies and whatnot, and what have you. But she probably will give us some intel and also give us some things to look for or things that we can do to help situations like that. So, yes, we'll be having her on. She's our special guest, and she's a good friend of mine.
Yes.
She's very detailed, very
Awesome.
analytical. Love her. Love her. Great heart. Great heart.
Yes, that is sweet. Of course, you know me, I'm gonna tie this back to the word, y'all guys. It's me. Uh Proverbs 22:6, of course. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's what we as parents be hoping for. Then put a seed for the kiddos so they'll know which direction to take. Help them find their path. Um, Something that will guide them, help create them to become good adults and better citizens for this world. Because as they say, they are our future. They really,
Yes.
really are. Uh,
Okay, Whitney Houston sung it best.
yes, 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 yes. Um, I have four children. Well, I guess I should say I had. Some of you guys know my background. I lost my son last year, but three girls, one boy. Um, that's a lot. Parenthood, motherhood, it's something else. You have these lives in your hands that you're trusting, and it's like, oh my gosh, like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like, God, you've entrusted these things, these lives. Whoa, okay. The responsibility of that.
Of a little tiny human to a large adult.
Yes,
And
then you
yes,
get the aunties and the uncles, to help you, as they say. See, it takes a village. I am a firm believer
eh,
that it takes a village.
yes, it does. Even if the aunties like me are not so great of a good influence, but we love.
That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Look, do you take them every once in a while?
Yes,
Take
I
them out.
do.
Have them good.
Yes, give mom, dad break because that's a 24-hour job. There's no clocking in and clocking out. So, yeah, it's a
That
lot. It's
is
a lot.
true. That is true. So today, guys, we're going to take another angle when our guests come in, talking about kiddos from a different perspective, a different angle, more of kind of an outside coming in, assisting and helping kids that might not have permanent homes, um, maybe trying to get reunified with their families. Um, kids that just need some loving, need some more direction, need some help. Um, and the guardians or the parents will get assistance in helping towards that, hopefully, or just finding families for these kids. So
Right.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a lot of children today that I've noticed the foundation
Mm-hmm.
has shifted versus how they're growing up and their growing pains and how they decide to take it on or deal is very different. I mean, it's no judgment zone here, first and foremost. Let's clear that. Let's put that as a disclaimer. There's no judgment. It's just a simple factor of some of them have the heart for it and a lot of them don't have the heart because they see that some people are not consistent and then some people are being placed on a pedestal. In reality, we know how that goes. People are human, they make error, they make mistakes. We're all guilty of that. Only Jesus was perfect. Only God is perfect, the Holy Spirit. But when we stumble, we're so focused on the stumbling that we have to realize that stumble may be a growing pain that you had to endure. Mm-hmm. And the children sometimes don't grasp that concept today. So, yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Just trying to help the kiddos heal. Some of them have these trauma backgrounds.
Yes.
Like you're chipping away, at their trauma, some of the situations that they came from, they're still dealing with and trying to sort out through, yet at the same time provide a home and then school. And then again, you got this pandemic happening on top of that, so it's like they have these layers, of you have to work through. They're trying to work.
No outlet.
Trying to cope with. Exactly,
Right.
We try our best. And I say we guys because I help manage a group home for kiddos. And this is really dear to my heart. Kids are just dear to my heart, period.
Yes.
And I will always be doing something for kids. If it's not me at the group home, me volunteering, doing something for kids. That's where my heart lies. But we'll get there. As I say,
yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, that wisdom, that love, that understanding, something we have to constantly pray for as adults when dealing with these babies, because like you stated, they're held in bondage, which they don't really realize from the traumas, adding salt to the wound. And of course, the world now, social media has become so judgmental. And it's to the point where these children are trying to
Oh, no.
It's easier said than done. Easier said than done.
Got it.
Yep, so just waiting on the young lady to go ahead and log in so she can let us know. Hopefully she's signing in right now.
It's okay. It's okay. Today has been a day. It has been a day, guys. Oh, what is it? We are in May already. I am still, I am just like, oh my God, we're in May already. We start the second quarter, and it's like, oh my gosh, where is the time going? It's like it's going so fast. So fast. Very fast.
Yes, it was like we just went into January and now here we are slowly climbing.
Guys, we have our guests coming in. Yes. Hopefully, I could see her, hopefully. I'm looking for her. There she is, guys.
Yes, this is Miss Neva Tatum. Hey!
Welcome. welcome.
Hello, Miss Tatum.
Welcome. There you
Hello,
go.
hello. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out how to work this thing on my computer. I'm used to it on my phone.
That's all right. Well, it's a pleasure, my friend. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Of course, we know. Go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your name, and everything, so the audience will know.
Okay. Well, my name is Neva Tatum. I am originally from Tallahassee, Alabama. I am currently in Gadsden, Alabama. I work as a caseworker at DHR, and I am so excited to be here to just kind of get in on the fun and all this wisdom that you ladies are passing out. I'm very excited about that.
Awesome. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. And for those out there who are not familiar, I know every city and state is different, which I'm learning. DHR is Department of Human Resources, and they help to keep families together and support them with a lot of the resources. Yes.
Very good. Well, it's nice to meet you, Miss Neva. Britt told me so much about you. Thank you for coming on. Yes, gracing us. Yes.
Yes, I tell her I'm y'all's biggest supporter, y'all's #1 fan. Like, I'm rooting for y'all. I love what you guys are doing. I love the message. The last message that you guys did was just, I mean, it was what I feel like, you know, we need, people need, women need, you know, everybody needs what y'all are giving.
Very good. That's good to hear.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. That is, it just takes just a little drop for it to spread like a ripple, and that's what we want to do, is have that ripple of love and to pass it on and pass it forward. And we are so appreciative to hear that we're going in the right direction. Yeah. So you've given us your perspective on the podcast from you. Is there some things that you see that maybe that we might need to be guided on, or to better our podcast?
I honestly think you ladies are doing an awesome job. I think, you know, especially being a new podcast, you know, of course it takes time to just get it out there, and you know, so that people can experience, you know, what you guys are sharing. So I think everything is the topics that I've heard, you know, the encouragement. I am so encouraged by the encouragement that you ladies offer. I just, right now, I wouldn't suggest, you know, just keep doing what you ladies are doing. I think it's awesome.
We appreciate that very much.
Definitely.
So we were discussing a little bit ago about children of the world. Being that you're, and I know you can't really go too far-fetched, and we respect that, being that the type of work that you do as a case manager, being the middleman for families and the judicial system and court system for families, what is your perspective like? What are some of the things that people, you feel that they could possibly change with that situation?
Okay. I think that's a great question. But before I answer that question, I want to add, a lot of times we think about, you know, just like what you said, the judicial system, the kids that are in the system, you know, all of that. And sometimes I think, in the times that we are in now, of course, all kids are important, but sometimes some people want to look, you know, at sometimes the most awful situations concerning kids. And sometimes before it gets to an awful situation, we have to look at some of the most simple situations. And I mean, in the times that we are in now, some of our kids are struggling. Some of our kids are not being, you know, being nurtured the way they need to be. They're not being, their whole life is essentially changed. I mean, we think about as adults how things have changed for us, and just imagine with our kids, just kids that really have no issues. They have two parents in the home, or they have a parent that's working hard, but you got mom that's now adding on all this additional stress. And sometimes we forget about how it affects, you know, just our normal functioning kids that really don't have a disadvantage. And I think it's important that, you know, I at least wanted to share that, is that we take the time to talk to our kids and really understand what they're feeling, because even though they're not, oh well, we can't see our friends, and you know, I can't hang out with them like I used to. Us, that's minute, you know. But
Right.
when we go to thinking about how kids function in today's society, that is huge for them. You know, to be cut off from your friends the way they have, or to be cut off from situations and circumstances the way they have, that really affects our kids to the point that then pushes them to situations to get to where I'm at, or parents dealing, you know, where, you know, then DHR, you know, so to speak, is having to be put in. So I just want to, you know, on you guys' platform, just encourage the parents to take the time to listen to the kids and understand what they're dealing with, and understand that, you know, even though what seems so small and minute to us may be big to our kids, and help them navigate through these tough times, you know, before it gets out of hand. And then, so now back to your question, it's been hard, you know, it's been hard. My workload personally has increased, you know, due to the fact that, you know, there's situations and circumstances that have led families, parents, mothers, you know, to go to places they wouldn't normally go, or some go even further than where they went before. Some people have access to more money than they've had before. Some people are forced to have to make changes and do things differently than what they've done before. And so, you know, of course, from my perspective, you know, increase some of the risk that, you know, the children are being experienced or exposed to, you know, it's increased them, and it's hard, you know. So kids out here are some kids just generally are having it hard all around. I know that was a lot, but I just felt
no, because you said exactly prior to coming in what we was just discussing. Mr. John just stated that children do not have an outlet. So with that, having no outlet, here comes the distractions, here comes the disruption, here comes the unfocused, here comes the other problems that they've been harboring. And then when they act out, we're quickly, society, quickly say, oh, they're a bad child,
Right.
or they're juvenile. Did you take time to ask questions? Did you, like you stated and advised, did you take time to ask them, you know, what's going on? Have you even take time to show them how much you truly can care, and that there is someone that does care? One thing I know for sure that I've witnessed and I love so dearly, because I said I got to incorporate that for me as an affirmation that I've seen you do with your babies, is, you know what, how was your day today? What was good about your day today? What was bad about your day today? Well, if it was bad, what do you think you could have changed it, or what made it so bad? You communicated with your baby at every age, it doesn't matter. And this gives them a sense of safety, communication, trust, and building that bond. And I'm like, oh, I need to ask myself, because I don't have anyone to ask me. But well, Crystal, how was your day? What was good about it? What was bad about it? What could you have done? Well, I could have done this better, but I'll know next time when I am in a situation like that. Stop, think, breathe, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can't get better than that. I love that. I do.
I totally agree. I'm just piggybacking off you guys. I don't know if you know this, Neva, but I do manage a group home for kids. It's an all girls group home. And that's good. That is real. You know, you ask them how their day is. You check in with them every day, you know, especially the quiet ones you have, a couple of quiet ones. They stay to themselves, you
Mm.
know, because they're far away from family, you know, and not sure if they're going to see family again, and had a tough day at school, you know, because they're at a new school. It's just a whole new environment for them, you know. Um,
Right.
and then I have, you know, you guys that come in, the caseworkers, you know, meeting with them, you know, doing your monthly check-ins. They talk with them on the phone, and some of them just back and forth in court and therapy, you know, so
Mhm.
that is good. I do, I love that. Check in with the kids, you know, ask them how they're doing, how the day was, what can I assist you with? What do you need today? And, you know, I have a suggestions jar at the house, you know, for activities they want to do or different things for dinner, you know, we might want to cook or try something new, baking or something, you know, I try to help them, you know, implement a lot of stuff. And what I love about the group home is we thank God, fortunately, we are Christian based, this group home. We don't force it on the kiddos, but they do know we praying for you. We are going to pray in this house. You don't have to join if you want to. You could go in your room. You don't have to join in with the Bible study. You don't have to do any of that, but yet know that is the atmosphere here, that it is here. It's offered. And prayerfully it's going to rub off on them anyway. You know, even if they don't, you know, agree or accept it, they still in that energy. You know, they still in that environment, you know, just to help love them, you know, to help give them some comfort, you know, to help direct them more, you know. So I totally agree with you guys. Totally.
Oh, I love that. Oh, and then to know that the foundation of your job is based off of prayer and trying to live right, and and as one thing I love, free will, because if God says
God
we
gave
have
it
it,
to me.
they have the opportunity to choose to take it in, and sometimes they take heed and they start following suit. Love that.
Mhm.
Neva, you said something earlier about the parents, and I know the children are basically the future, but the parents are in the past and the present. Um, One thing I know for sure, parents have to take a breather. They have to have that. They need to, be free and self-care. That
Oh,
is something.
absolutely.
Is there something that you can give us a synopsis about, in situations where you would advise a parent to self-care and what things you do for self-care?
Absolutely. That's something that I feel very passionate about, and I'm gonna tell you why. I recently discovered, it was just a couple of weeks ago, I was sick. And I was sick, like it wasn't COVID, I was just sick. And with my caseload, my workload, I told myself, I told my supervisor and several friends, I cannot be sick. I got too much to do. I got too much work to do. It's too much going on. I cannot be sick. But I had to stay in the bed and I had to rest. And I had to rest because my body ached. I felt awful. So long story short, after resting and clearing my mind, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I started to feel better. And once I did get back up and get at it, I realized I functioned better. And that took me to this thought process of how, as parents, especially moms, we are so busy taking care of everybody else. We're so busy managing, everybody's affairs, husbands, our own personal kids, the jobs, and sometimes it's almost like I know everybody's dependent on me. I can't take a break. I can't rest. And we feel guilty. I mean, even when sometimes we can't do it because we're sick or something's going on with us that, we just can't do it. But I think it's important for everyone to know that. So I think society has almost kind of trained or told us, some people, not the younger generation, this up and coming generation, they're a whole different breed in my opinion, but some of us older, like parents, like now, it's almost like we feel guilty for saying, okay, well, we're going to take off or, you know, I'm not going to work, I'm not going to rest, or I'm going to let this wait, I'm going to put this on hold. I'm going to take some time to do something that I like, something that makes me feel good. You know, sometimes we put ourselves last. We feel guilty. You know, it's not that we don't want to. Sometimes we just feel guilty. We're such in a routine or a pattern to get up, go to work, cook the food, feed the children, give them a bath, you know, and men, you know, cut the grass, whatever, you know, everybody's doing. It's almost like we're in a routine of doing that, so that when people say, like you guys have been saying, love on yourself, take time for yourself, you know, talk to yourself. We don't have time for that. We want to put ourselves and our well-being on the back burner, and not realizing that those 3 days, well, actually it was about 5 because I had the weekend, but those days that I rested and I took time to do, you know, things for myself, and it really just included soaking in the bath, you know, but just really
Yes.
clearing my mind. It made me function better. It made me perform better in
Yes.
my day-to-day tasks. And so I think it's important, not only not I think some people, before they can even get the self-care, that they have to accept and understand that it's okay. It's okay to make time for yourself. It's okay to let something wait, you know, that's not, you know, pressing, and take that time for yourself. And you said, what are some of my favorite things? I have just gotten to just, you know, just taking a minute to breathe, slow down, you know. And for me, that's huge, because I'm always on the go. I'm always busy. I'm always on the phone, you know. I'm scrolling, or I'm talking, or messaging, email, you know. It's putting that phone down. And sometimes just something like that. I mean, I don't go extreme, you know, it ain't all day, but just a couple of hours to clear my mind. Doing things like, I got, you know, some candles to make me smell something that kind of, you know, things like that. I'm just taking baby steps, because it's new to me. It's honestly new. Self-care is new to me. One of my close friends told me, she said, be intentional
Exactly.
about making time for yourself, be intentional
Yes.
about making time to take care of you, because when you do, then you're able to take care of others. And when you're intentional about things, then to me it's almost like it brings out a determination. And I've made it my business to try to do something every day for myself, because I realize how that has helped me, um help me, you know, to de-stress, you know, to help me not worry about, you know, all the things that I've been worrying about. Is just taking a few minutes to love on myself and encourage myself, and but, you know, let myself rest too. I'm such a talker.
Exactly. Nope, that is good. That is
We
so good
love
and on
it.
point. So good.
Yes,
So
we
good.
love
That's
it.
what we talk about all the time. And I love
Yes,
that
y'all
be
sure do.
intentional. We have to. Just like you schedule your appointments, your kids' appointments, you got to schedule you some time. Put yourself on that
Absolutely.
schedule. Put yourself on that calendar. We have to. You don't want to burn out. I tell people, you got one life. We live in this one life. God didn't put us here to wear out. He didn't put us here to burn ourselves out, you know. We're here to live, to be joyful, fruitful, you know. And they say fruitful, I'm like, not just to keep having these kids, y'all, just fruitful, grow in abundance. Go teach
Right.
yourself something new. Read a book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do
Yes.
something
Yes.
different today. It's okay, you know. And if you mess up or didn't like it, okay. Oh well, now you know. You know,
Right.
you learn.
Right. Yes, I
Exactly.
love it. So, being that you said a few things, and your busy schedule, and as far as your job, are there any special projects that you're doing currently at this time?
Um, it's one project. It's a personal project, but I'll share it with you guys. I and it's right on time too. I A long time ago at my old church that I attended before I moved up here, um, my pastor's wife used to always tell us to make us a dream book, and I made me a dream board. It's on my wall. I went to Bible study last night, and the pastor of the church that I'm going to now, he said, you know, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, what does God say about me? And I was like, yes, that's right on time. You know, that's what I'm going to put on my board. What does God say about me? And I'm going to list all the things that his word says about me. And I'm also going to list the things that I'm dreaming, and believing God for, because I want to put that front and center. I want that to be something that I look at every day. I want to be able to dream and believe and stay focused on my goals, stay focused on the things that I want to do. And when I had, now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the board is up, but I haven't put anything on it. In my mind, I mentally keep thinking like, how am I decorate the board? What am I gonna put on there? What do I want to say? You know, I'm all about that. That don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That don't matter. It's just getting it on there, because how many times do we have a goal or a dream or something that we praying and believe in God for, and we forget about it? How often does that happen, that, you know, we feel passionate about something and, you know, we lose focus on that? And I think it's important sometimes that, you know, it goes back to, you know, what we were saying about self-care, and it's easy to get caught up, you know, in life and living, that, you know, before you know it, it was like, well, man, I said I was gonna do this and I ain't even done it. And it's because it's on the back burner. And so for me, my project that I'm working on now is trying to put that stuff front and center that I want to see. Those like you said, those affirmations, you know, things that I want to be able to read and confess about myself, things that I want to pray and ask God for or thank God for. You know, I want to have those things on the board so that I can see them and just meditate on them, you know, and be encouraged by those things, you know. And it's not just been, it's not my greeting board like, God, I want this, that, and other, because it's a lot of things that I want to be able to do, you know. And so that, again, it goes back to that question, what does God say about me? And I know God says that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, you know. I want to be able to see that, and I want to be able to remember that, you know. I don't want to get caught up in situations and circumstances and not have those things right there where I can see them or you know, remember. So that's the project that I'm working on. It's a small project, but it's one that I'm proud of, one that I know that will bless me, you know, moving forward, you know, in the whatever God has for me.
Amen.
All right. Well, I love that. And for all of you viewers out there, as well as Miss Neva, you heard her. You heard what she said. Take heed to those things. And children, kids, teenagers, if you're watching, same thing. It's not just for the parents to have self-care, but you can do a little bit of self-care and help mommy and daddy with their self-care. Help take care of them as well. I mean, you said it best. I mean, yes, that is beautiful. And I thank you for sharing that with us. What does God say about you? Ooh, my heart is so filled. I don't know.
I'm actually writing that down. That is good.
That's what I did last night. I wrote it down. Now, it wasn't me. It was a pastor from last night, but I felt like he was speaking directly to me, because, you know, I know, you know, God says a lot of things about each and every last one of us. You know, he has, you know, he's just awesome, you know, and you know, we need to stay focused on that, because the world says so many other things. Family and friends and neighbors and co-workers, all of them, they may not say what God says, but what's more important? What's the most important? What
God.
Exactly. And you know, and I feel like what God says is, and having that in our heart and on our mind is what's going to move us forward in life, you know, not this negativity that the news, the TV, and all of that stuff says, you know, that ain't going to move us anywhere. No.
Oh, we totally agree.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad, and I'm so appreciative, and I'm so grateful that you have been on here to give us advice, to give us a glimpse, to give us your perspective. We love you. We thank you. And of course, a woman of resilience. So we appreciate you so, so much. And we thank you so, so much for joining us tonight.
Yes, and please keep tuning in and share it with everybody, and letting everybody know. Yeah, we got a website coming soon, guys. Should have it launched this weekend. I think we're about to finally, yes. That way you guys can go in, send us your prayer requests, join our emailing list. So weekly we'll send you our weekly affirmation. We trying to do some things, just bring more positivity out here to the world, give us a little bit of light out here in this darkness that's going on, love on y'all, love on y'all, love on y'all, love on y'all. As much as we can, exactly. And kids, if you are listening, love on your parents, love on whomever is taking care of you, love on yourself, and talk to them. It is okay. It is okay. Talk to them so they know what's going on in your world. So they know what's happening at school. Because some kids, they're back in person at school. It's okay. And if you can't write a note, write a letter. Leave it there for mom, dad, auntie, grandma, whoever you're with. Leave that note. It's a good icebreaker, because I believe they love you. We love you. Keep on shining.
Yes.
Keep on pushing, because we all, like she said, we all are resilient. We all are resilient. So again, guys, thank you, Neva. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate
Thank you guys for having me.
Most definitely. This is Britt and Dawn, guys. Y'all stay ready. Be more intentional. Stay safe. Stay prayed up. Try to stay humble. Do everything in love and be encouraged. All right. Until next, guys. Next time. We love you. Peace out. Thanks, Neva.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
This was awesome. And of course, guys, we still recording because what? Technical difficulties at the end. Yeah. But it's okay. We love you. Bye.